legitimate. You have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
In sports, there are talents and there is generational talent, and Caitlin Clark is the latter. A name synonymous with college basketball domination, but her presence in the league is already putting fans on the seat. She is one who seems to be a superior breed over others, and with her ascension to this throne comes some challenges. With this presents a question. Are the WNBA stars really jealous, or do they want her to step up and prove she is worth all the hype? Now let's separate fact from fiction. The 21-year-old basketball sensation was born on January 22, 2002. Let's face it, she's a trailblazer, a record breaker, and a game changer. Clark plays for the Indiana Fever in the WNBA. Still, her journey to stardom began in college, where she led the Iowa Hawkeyes to unprecedented heights, and boy was she something to watch, piling up records as well as breaking them. There was no stopping her rise. She's the NCAA Division I all-time leading scorer, a two-time National Player of the Year, and a unanimous first-team All-American. Clark's achievements are too numerous to count, but there are a few highlights. She led the NCAA Division I in scoring, assists, and points, and broke records in the Big Ten Conference. If that alone isn't crazy enough, she also shined on the international stage. Internationally, Clark has won 3 gold medals with the United States, including 2 at the FIBA Under-19 Women's World Cup, and she was named Most Valuable Player in 2021. Her impact on women's basketball is undeniable. She's helped popularize the sport, shattering attendance and television viewership records. And it's not just the attention she brings to the sport. Her stats are nothing short of jaw-dropping, averaging 27.3 points and 8 assists per game this past season. She's proved to everyone that she was far beyond her college peers. Now, let's dive in. The past couple of years have witnessed a phenomenon in the sports world: the meteoric rise of Caitlin Clark. Her electrifying game has captivated audiences with a rare combination of prolific scoring, deep shooting range, and precision full-court passes that have left fans and analysts alike in awe. The impact of her presence is palpable, with the term the Caitlin Clark effect, aptly describing the surge in ticket sales and TV viewership that follows her to every arena, from the University of Iowa's Carver Hawkeye Arena to her current home court with the Indiana Fever. The excitement generated by Clark's game is akin to an NBA-level spectacle, with viewership numbers and name recognition that put her on par with the league's biggest stars. The WNBA took notice, selecting Clark as the first overall pick in the 2024 draft. She signed with the Indiana Fever and made her debut on May 14th, posting her first double-double just days later. Clark's rookie season has been nothing short of spectacular, with multiple records broken daily. Her scoring ability, court vision, and leadership on the floor have drawn comparisons to some of the greatest to ever play the game. But it's not just fans and analysts who are taking notice. The WNBA is watching closely too, and let's be honest, there's a bit of jealousy in the air. Since being drafted by the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark has brought a level of attention and excitement to the WNBA that we haven't seen in years. Her social media following exploded. She secured lucrative endorsement deals, and her games drew record-breaking viewership numbers. And this kind of spotlight is something many veteran players who have worked years to achieve, and is causing some understandable jealousy. But that's not all. She plays the game on such a different level that it shows she's something different. And if you don't believe me, her stats tell the story. Clark is averaging 16.8 points per game, 5.3 rebounds per game, and 6.3 assists per game in the WNBA. She ranks 4th among the league's leaders in assists per game and plays point guard, a position that the US isn't deep in, making her all the more valuable. Now, there are whispers among players about the disparity in media attention. Longtime WNBA stars have expressed frustration over how quickly Clark has become the face of the league. While they acknowledge her talent, there's a sense of resentment over the benefits and opportunities she's received so early in her career. Some even go as far as downplaying her talents because of this, and have taken to social media to express it. Like, take for instance, the numerous endorsement deals that are telling signs of her rapid rise to stardom. Clark is already signed with major brands like Nike and Gatorade, and at the same time, one must take into account the fact that landing major partnerships with industry giants like Nike and Gatorade is a feat that typically takes years, if not decades, to achieve. Yet, she secured these deals in record time, catapulting her to a new level of fame and fortune. This swift ascent has created a perception of favoritism, and some WNBA players are taking notice. The result is a subtle but intense backlash against the young star, as others in the league struggle to understand why she's being given opportunities that they've worked years to earn and have, in their way, declared war on the 21-year-old? Yeah, the backlash was palpable on social media. When news broke of Clark's coveted Nike endorsement, instead of congratulations, several WNBA veterans took to Twitter with thinly veiled critiques. Their tweets spoke volumes. Some players get all the hype and wonder what it takes to get this kind of attention, or just a few subtle yet scathing remarks that hinted at a deeper resentment. The underlying tension was undeniable, a clear sign that all were not welcoming Clark's rapid rise to fame. But it's not just the endorsement, the spotlight has also shifted, and Clark is now basking in its glare. Her games are being broadcasted nationally with unprecedented frequency, eclipsing those of seasoned veterans who've waited years for their turn in the limelight. Networks are hooked on what she brings to the table, and they're pulling out all the stops to capitalize on the hype. It's a bold move, but one that's left some established players feeling like they're being pushed into the shadows. Resentment is simmering, and frustration is only building among those who have been working tirelessly to build their brands, only to see Clark speed past them like a shooting star. However, perhaps the most telling sign of jealousy is how some players have treated her on court. During her first few games, there were moments when veteran players appeared to play more aggressively against her, even purposefully fouling her as if to send a message. Analysts and fans alike noticed these interactions, sparking discussions about whether Clark was being unfairly targeted. Moreover, the financial benefits Clark has received are another point of contention. Her rookie contract is one of the most lucrative in recent history, supplemented by significant bonuses and incentives. This disparity in financial treatment compared to other rookies and even some seasoned players adds fuel to the fire, and that's not even close to all of it. There's far more. Clark's marketing appeal has led to unprecedented media opportunities. She's been featured in major publications, granted prime interview spots, and even invited to high-profile events such as the ESPYs, where she was a guest of honor. These privileges have not gone unnoticed by her peers. The Olympic team snub was perhaps what caused the ultimate shockwave. Despite her jaw-dropping performances, Clark was mysteriously left off of the roster, leaving fans and analysts stunned. The omission raised more than a few eyebrows, with many speculating that it was a deliberate move by veteran players to maintain their grip on the spotlight. The numbers tell a telling story. Clark has sunk more three-pointers than any Olympic team member this year, and only one player has dished out more assists. How could the selection committee possibly justify omitting her from the team? It's a discussion that begs a bigger question. Do we want the best team to represent our country, or are we more concerned with protecting the status quo? It's a good question, and with all the talent and hype and attention, Clark staying home this summer is a shock to many. Millions of people have been told that Clark is arguably the best women's player in the world, and arguably its biggest star. And now she won't be playing in the 2024 Olympics? It's a lot to take in. Some critics are even saying this is the worst basketball decision the US has ever made. Caitlin Clark's arrival in the WNBA has been a game changer, injecting new life into the league and drawing in fresh fans. Her star power has boosted viewership and brought a palpable buzz to the court. While some veteran players may feel overshadowed, the WNBA must now navigate this new landscape, striking a balance between nurturing its emerging talent and honoring its established stars. But make no mistake, this is a slam dunk for women's basketball. Increased attention means more sponsorship, viewers, and opportunities for players. It's a victory for all, even if not everyone sees it that way. The key now is to harness this momentum, ensuring that the WNBA's growth benefits every player, new and seasoned alike. And one thing's for sure, Caitlin Clark's future is bright, and the world is both excited and anxious about the day she fully blossoms into a professional superstar. Her journey will undoubtedly continue to shape the league, and we'll be here to cover every moment.